and make policy recommendations relating to the sustainable growth and development of businesses in Ghana. So the president of the chamber, Mr. Clement Osamwako, will host Mr. Kofi Frimpong, who's the partner at KPMG, Dr. Samuel Frimpong Boating, CEO of Afride Ghana Limited and City Africa, Mr. David Ofosu Dolte, senior partner at ABN David, Mr. Amadeep Singh Hari, CEO of IPMC, Madame Salma Salifu, Managing Director of Dignity DTRT, Dr. Daniel Macaulay, CEO of the McDan Group, and Madame Theresa Yapson, CEO of Phytorica Gihok Pharmaceuticals Limited. The Minister of Trade and Industry, Honorable Alan Chamatin, is a special guest of honor. And the event comes off on Wednesday, 23rd of June, 2021, 9 a.m. at the Accra Marriott Hotel, Airport City. You're warmly invited to join other distinguished industry players and policymakers to discuss the strategies critical for building business value, resilience, and sustainability, as well as explore new business partnerships. If you want to find out more and for reservations as well, you can call Brigitta on 0207 525060 or Nathan on 0501 510499. And participation is strictly by invitation. So call Brigitta or Nathan and you might get your invite. Our drive chat is proudly brought to you by MTN. Choose your own bundle, your own way with MTN Flexi Bundle. You can dial star 138 hash and enjoy bundles that don't expire. Access Bank, more than banking and TCL, the creative life. Charlie, it gets better on MTN every day with so much to give our loyal customers. We know you love your long phone conversations and you sure do love your internet too. So now guess what? With MTN Free After One, you get to talk for as long as you wish. Pay for the first minute only and the rest is absolutely free. You also get 50 megabytes of data to browse for free. Just dial star 550 hash to subscribe to MTN Free After One now and stay connected because we're good together. Terms and conditions apply. MTN, everywhere you go.
Drive time on Joy with Lexus Bill.
And the Access Bank Perfect Start promo is getting even more exciting. Over 400 children have been rewarded in the Quizzy Sunday games and the Access Got Talent competition. We want you and your kids to be part of the Perfect Start promo today and experience the entertaining and rewarding way to save. Be part of this exciting promo by depositing 200 Ghana cedis or more in your new or existing early savings account, and you and your kids can be on your way to winning a share of a whooping 100,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Now keep depositing more to build up to 2,000 points. That will qualify you for the mega reward. And there's more. Your kids can win for themselves that PS5 they've been asking for, that bicycle you promised double, that Samsung tablet that they need for their online classes, and of course, cash prizes as well they can win into your early savings account when they participate in the weekly Quizzy Sunday and the monthly Access Got Talent competitions. Savings just got exciting and rewarding with Access Bank Perfect Start promo reloaded. Be part of it. You can visit www.accessbankplc.com/early savers to get started, or you can call 0800 004400 toll free for more details. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
Drive time on Joy with Lexus Bill.
We get to spend time with the CEO of Medicas Hospital, Dr. Yaw Osafo, and he's here. Hi, brother. How you doing, man?
Not happy.
You're not happy?
Why are you not properly dressed? Kwame?
I can guess why you're not happy.
Why did they even allow you to dress this way to work?
Well, how am I dressed?
I have issues with Edem.
Really?
Yes. How can you dress like this to work? It's an official place of work. They are wearing Chelsea jersey.
I am actually in my official Chelsea capacity for this week. I'm doing Chelsea duties. Yes.
Yeah.
Official Chelsea ambassador.
This one, the
Doing
Malam
Chelsea-
Cup, we know.
Malam Cup.
Malam Cup.
Dr. Sam, which team do you support?
Good afternoon to all our listeners, and a special good afternoon to
Dr. Sam, you can't mention your team's name.
Manchester. Manchester United.
It makes a lot of sense. Now, I understand why you are in pain. I understand. Oh, people who support
You,
small.
that's easy. Tell him, see, this is is over. Let's look at
It
the
is not
future.
over yet. It is not over yet.
Congrats to the Chelsea fans. And my sister is a die-hard Chelsea fan. If I
Is
do
it?
congratulate her, so Nana Bia, congratulations.
So where did you pass?
Me. Oh, you Manchester United. You're back. Oh, yeah, country. Oh, we'll be back.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
Well, it's good to be back.
really good to
another
see you as
Wednesday.
always. Yeah. We
And,
started a conversation last week, and today we have a sequel to that conversation. Very, very interesting one, and very educative as well.
Yes, absolutely. And it was quite a lengthy conversation. We were talking about different things. We couldn't finish.
Yeah.
So we're doing a part 2 today.
Okay.
And let me say a special good afternoon to a sweet old woman I met today at the clinic, Madame Emilia Jani of Ashali Butche.
Okay.
Ardent listener. She says, the only time I don't listen to Joy FM is when my radio is faulty.
Oh wow.
You know,
That's
so
awesome.
It's just a very, very sweet old lady I met today. Right, so we started a conversation about candidiasis because this was one of the a question that
One of our good friends
one of our
posted.
good friends posed to us, and I think from the feedback I got last week, a lot of people were surprised that candida, or what we call typically in Ghanaian parlance white, is it doesn't only cause infections down there, but then can also cause infections of the mouth, of the throat, and also of the nails.
Of the nails, yeah,
So
the
we
fingernails.
did talk about the candidiasis down there, and then we also did mention about the mouth and throat. So today, let me touch briefly on candidiasis of the fingernails.
Okay.
Because I think it was one part of it as well. So indeed, candida infection can also affect the nails. So the nails and then the skin are very closely related, and you can get candida infection of the nails, or what we call fungal infections of the nails, and we use the terminology onychomycosis for that. Usually it is a painless infection, and the nail becomes discolored. Usually it's dark. In our part of the world, most of the time is dark brown or approaching even black sometimes. It lacks the smooth appearance of the normal nail, and it becomes very, very thick compared to the other nails. And then you can start getting cracks in the fingernail, and then sometimes it can actually come off.
Oh wow.
Yes, but typically it is painless.
Okay.
But yes, as it advances, it can become painful. Same thing will happen with the nails of the hand, and then also the nails of the toes. For the toes, most of the time, the people will get what we call atlas foot. People will get atlas foot as well, where between the web spaces of the toes, you have a fungal skin infection concurrently. Right. You can have other types of yeast infections causing this, but candida can do this as well.
So this discoloration of the nails and breaking and all, is it permanent?
So long as the infection persists and it's not treated, it's a living organism. So if it is there, the nail grows and you form new nails, and then it gets infected. So it goes on for a long time. The other forms of candida also, or fungi that cause this, also thrive on moisture. And in terms of the prevention, that's one of the things that we always recommend. Keep your hands or the nails dry. Because I mean, how do you do that in practice? Are you not going to eat? Most of the time in our part of the world, we eat with our hands. Hardly do we eat with cutlery. But even if you do that, you're going to have to take a shower. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to hold the sponge?
Yeah.
So it is a tough challenge because the organism seems to like moisture. And if you're able to keep your hands dry and also get some treatment. So we always advise that you see a doctor and then be treated so that the new nail that is formed is not infected by the organism.
But is it infected the same way? How do you get it?
Well, so again, let's not forget that candida lives on the body normally, in different parts. So it can be on the skin of your hands, and the skin is in close proximity with the nail. So it's an appendage. if you like, of the nail. So if your immune system takes a hit for any reason, then you can get the infection spreading from your skin, into the nail bed. So if you have diabetes, for example, your immune system takes a hit. If you have HIV, your immune system takes a hit. Not commonly if it comes into direct contact because you engage in some kind of sexual activity, not commonly, or your hands go into somebody's mouth, not commonly, but it is possible because the nails then you get the infection. Infection simply means the presence of the organism in a place where it ought not to be. But if your immune system is strong, then we don't expect it to take hold. So I wouldn't say that ordinarily it would lead to that.
Okay.
So let me talk generally about the prevention, and I think that's what we got to last week. What are the prevention strategies? So we'll take the three different types of infection, and then we'll look at the prevention strategies. So, let's talk about the common one.
Before you do that, Doc, let me remind people you can send in your questions via WhatsApp on 055-1111-997. And very shortly as well, we'll activate the phone lines. Last week, we couldn't get enough of your questions, so we'll activate the phone line so you can call in and then ask your questions. Doc.
Right. So, candida is a medical condition that you should talk to your doctor about. So I talked about the nature of the discharge being a pointer. So you look at the discharge that you are experiencing, you're looking at the color, you're looking at any particular odor, and then you are also looking at the consistency and making a determination whether I'm having a normal discharge or an abnormal discharge. Always a good idea to speak to your doctor about it or an experienced nurse about it. Get examined because it could be a bacterial vaginal infection as opposed to a fungal infection down there. There are some home remedies that you can try. Not many people, like a good friend, have the confidence to go right to a doctor. And in Ghana, a lot of the doctors are men. So it is not easy for a woman to go up to a male doctor and then complain about that. So I'm going to discuss some home remedies with that caution that try as much as possible to get a doctor to see you. But these are some home remedies with varying efficacies. They may work, they may not work. That's what I mean.
Okay.
So you can try them, and if you're not successful, then you can talk to a doctor. Kwame, in particular, Greek yogurt.
Greek yogurt. Yeah. I know you. I know Greek yogurt.
Hey, Kwame, where swago?
I mean, you know. Oh, David, Mimi, Dadabi. Unya Dadabi. Unim Greek
right,
yogurt.
Kwame, so all those who don't know Greek yogurt, please ask Lexis Bill. He will tell you. So, it's yogurt are believed to be probiotics, meaning they contain very useful bacteria and yeast. All right, and these probiotics, for example, one called lactobacillus, will produce or change the acidity of not only your intestines but down there as well to maintain the proper balance between the bacteria and the candida, or to suppress candida growth. I think last week I explained that the main thing is an imbalance. As for candida, it is present down there. You can't wish it away. But it is the growth, the overgrowth, the numbers. When there is an imbalance in terms of the numbers versus good bacteria, then you have a problem. So we encourage a lot of eating of Greek yogurt. Yes. No sugar, please. Remember last week I also mentioned that the primary source of fuel for candida is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, but specifically sugar or glucose and sucrose. These are very good fuels for candida. So if you eat the sweetened yogurt, so if you're going for the Greek yogurt, go for the plain one, not the one with sugar. Otherwise, then you end up square one. So unfortunately, in our part of the world, women like sugar.
So the yogurt, can I add buffalo to it or something? Or just yogurt?
See, you've exposed your non-dadabi. Yogurt in both fruits.
And now you got then you did it. And so now you got no matter.
Those
So
of
what,
you
the yogurt,
listening,
ladies?
the swag, please send us a message. Tell us what you eat with the yogurt.
So you
not
just
go
sit
fruit.
and buy Greek yogurt
I
and
mean,
then chop the yogurt like that. You have to get some accompaniment. Maybe the
they are compliments, you don't can both fruit.
nothing.
I mean, do you know oregano oil?
That be.
But I'm sure you know of coconut oil. So coconut oil is also very good
Okay.
as a treatment. Actually, it has the strongest scientific evidence to support its use against candida infection down there.
Oh, wow.
All right. So use pure organic coconut oil. Because these days they are diluting things too much.
Okay.
So you want to buy coconut oil, then they've added some community things to it, and so
Yeah.
many things to adulterate it. So we want pure coconut oil, and it is very, very efficacious in the use. And this time around, because the fatty oil, you can apply the oil directly to the affected area.
Oh,
So it
okay.
can be applied.
Okay.
If you
I
want to-
used to take these Ava
Okay.
virgin coconut oil.
Oil.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But,
So
but
it is very healthy.
that's for cooking.
That's for
basically.
cooking, yes. So you can use. So coconut oil has a lot of very, very useful and medicinal properties as
Yeah.
well.
I need to
But-
call my good friends Vesta, Nunu, and the team
Then the
to
team,
get
yeah,
us some.
yeah. But then there's this other one, which is an essential oil, which is called the oil of oregano. There are two types. The women who cook a lot, who use a lot of spices, they will know about this oil of oregano. The first type is used, as a spice. So if you go to the spice section of any grocery shop, you would find it there. But there's a second type, from a different species of that same plant, which is very useful for candida infections. But that one, we're going to use it, you dilute it. You're not going to apply it directly. You do not apply it directly, unlike the coconut oil. You're going to use it as a massage in what we call a carrier oil. So you can use almond or you can use olive oil, 2 to 3 drops of the oil of oregano into an ounce of the almond oil, and then you can use it as a massage. Kwame, I'm sure you wish you were a masseuse at this moment.
Well,
Right, so you use it as a massage on a regular basis, and then it's absorbed through the skin, and then you get its useful benefits. Another thing you can try is apple cider vinegar.
okay.
Right. So most people will know vinegar. It's a very common thing you find in the kitchen cabinet. And vinegar generally has a lot of useful medicinal properties. And if you have a bathtub, I know in Ghana we don't do a lot of bathtub. I mean, standing shower and then bucket. And then we get it over and done with. But then you can just get a half cup of apple cider vinegar and you put it into a lukewarm bathtub, and then you just lie in it, listen to the slow drive or something for 20 minutes, and then that's it. Yes. Or in the absence of a bathtub, you can do what we call a sitz bath. You just get a wide basin and then get some lukewarm water in it, and then just add a half cup or something or a quarter cup of apple cider vinegar, and then you sit in it for about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Right. Vitamin C is also something I recommend for all women who keep getting repeated infections. Vitamin C, as we've all gotten to know over the period of the this pandemic,
Yeah.
it's an immune system booster. And if you have a very strong immune system, then what it does is that it restores the balance between bacteria and then yeast in that area.
Okay.
And then it helps to cure it. So let vitamin C intake be a regular part of your diet. So a very good source of it is oranges. And oranges are very readily accessible in our country, and they are affordable as well. So Kwame, these are some of the home remedies that we can get to treat.
Okay.
Also, women should avoid or cut down on sugary stuff. The sweet things. If you have a sweet tooth, please, you've got to work on it. Otherwise, then you'd keep seeing your doctor and will keep giving you antifungal medications, and the infection keeps coming back, and you begin to wonder whether there is something else going on. So sugar is always a very good source of fuel for the candida organism to grow.
Okay.
So let's cut down on that.
Let me activate the phone lines now. 0302216541. If you have any question for the drive doctor concerning candida and the topic we're talking about, you can call in 0302216541. Lots of questions on our WhatsApp as well. The number is 05511119997. A worried mom sends a message and says, Lexus, ask doctor if a 10-year-old girl can have vaginal infection. My daughter has been treated several times with antibiotics. She will not allow us to insert the medication. Her private area is always itching, and she has no history of sexual activity. What can be done?
Right. So, question number one: can a 10-year-old get vaginal infections? Absolutely, yes. She can. So it is not uncommon in that age group. And please, we shouldn't always equate infections in that area to sexual activity. So in all of this discussion last week and this week, we really, in terms of the causation, I've always been going on about an imbalance, especially with changes in the environment of that particular area. And then also your immune system. So children, especially females, girls, they're growing. So their immune system is not as robust. It may be a good idea also to screen her for type 1 diabetes. You never know. She may be suffering from diabetes, and diabetes is a known suppressor of your immune system. And then also the candida. You see, children in that age group, we ply them with sweets. You did well. Come and get this candy. Oh, let me buy you chocolate. Let me do that for you. And we're always rewarding them with sweets. So that also would lead to the overgrowth of the organism. She mentioned also antibiotics. At the start of this conversation, I did mention that when we talk about microorganisms and infection, there are three categories, three main groups. You've got bacteria, we've got viruses, and then we've got fungi. All right, not every vaginal discharge or itch is a bacterial infection. And if you treat a fungal infection with antibiotics, then you're not going to win. So antibiotics are reserved for bacteria. For fungal infection, then you need an antifungal agent. So the diagnosis needs to be right. You need to see a doctor. A proper diagnosis needs to be made, and then you get proper treatment.
Okay.
The care of the underwear is also absolutely important. She may have to date her underwear, but she also may need to be taught how to treat it. I mean, most women in Ghana and around the world, they tend to wash their underwear anytime they go to the bathroom to have a shower, all right, or to have a bath. And typically, the soap that you use for washing your underwear is milder than the ones we use for articles of clothing. All right, so it doesn't kill the germs. We also tend to hang the underwear indoors. We would prescribe you sun drying the underwear, sun drying, because the UV light that comes from the sunlight is very important in restricting or killing of the organism. You can also, if the color is not one that will be bleached, we would also recommend, for example, taking your underwear, soaking it in bleach, then washing with the appropriate type soap, and then sun drying before you wear.
Yeah, the car one soaking in bleach I pack. No, I could bleach here. Doctor there.
That's why I say, okay, so you should wear white.
Okay.
So white, yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Leslie.
Yes, sir. Welcome, boss.
Thank you, Leslie.
Doctor is here. Go ahead.
I have a lady friend who complained to me some few days that she noticed this white discharge from her genitals. So I asked her, do you have white? And she was like, oh, no. That's what I suspected. So I asked her, is it smelling? Does it have any foul smell? She said, no. Just white discharge. So really, it's not itching you. So what do you do? Go and see a doctor. But she tells me that she thinks when she sits on the hot water and the vapor of the hot water enters there, she should be okay. So really? So she went to do that. She sat on the hot water for some time and she added some normal salt into the water. She sat on it. The vapor entered the end. She was relieved. I said, what does it do? Is it advisable for ladies to some point in time see it on hot water for the vapor to, enter their genital? What does it do? Is it advisable? Is it healthy? I want doctor to explain that to me, please.
All right, sure. Thank you.
All right, so it's something that is passed around as a home therapy. If indeed she suffered from candida infection down there, I don't think that is remedy, because the heat that is produced by the water, the steam from the water, is not at a temperature that can kill off the fungal organism. All right, so that in itself will not be a solution for a candida infection. So the discharge, you see, making a distinguish between normal discharge and an abnormal discharge, I'll go over the parameters again. We would use the color. Normal vaginal discharge is clear. We will use the odor. It should be odorless. And then we would also use the consistency. It should not be chunky. And sometimes it is inside. And it is only when you are properly positioned in a doctor's examining room that we are able to inspect and make a determination. Sometimes you have plaques on the walls down there, and it makes it difficult to see. So it may not be harmful doing sitting on steam, for that. I don't think it is harmful, but would it cure a potential fungal infection? No.
Okay. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, hi, you're welcome. Go ahead, doctor's
Hi.
here.
Okay, my name is Na, calling from Accra.
All right, now, go ahead.
All right, I'm 39 years old, and this candida discussion is something I've been battling with for a while. Now, I've done everything that the doctor is talking about. Sometimes I iron the panties, I buy new ones, I change them. I mean, the whole works. But then I keep getting the recurrent infection of the candida. I've done a pap smear, they do, the doctor does all the tests, my sugar 5.6 when they do the test. So I'm wondering if maybe I'm missing something here, because everything that is talked about, I have experienced it and I've done it, but it doesn't seem to entirely go away. So in a year, I can get reinfection about 4 to 5 times. So am I missing something here? Is there something extra I can do to solve this problem?
Right. So now I hear you loud and clear. It will be useful for us to sit and do a proper consult, so that we delve into the history. It's easy to think that, we've done everything, but sometimes the history, screening people for certain medical conditions. I've mentioned diabetes, for example, HIV, and other immunosuppressive conditions. Sometimes some medicines that we have used, steroid-based medicines, can also all of that do that. We need to take, anytime you have a particular discharge or a discharge at a particular time, we need to be able to establish that indeed it is a candida infection and not a bacterial infection at a point in time, so that we don't assume that, the last time I had a similar infection and it turned out to be candida, so this time around it is. And also people make a clinical or a home-based diagnosis rather than a doctor assisted diagnosis. So now what I would say is, I know you've tried things in the past, you feel very frustrated, but the way to go about it will be to reach out. Let's do a proper consult and let's get to the bottom of it.
So, a lot of calls are coming through.
Yeah.
I have lots of messages that will probably go unanswered.
Yes.
I'm suggesting that next week we have an open clinic on
Absolutely
on
correct.
this particular topic specifically.
Right.
Is that okay, doctor?
That's fine. That's
All
fine.
right.
So next week, no talking. We'll just take questions.
We'll just take calls from the
Exactly.
beginning so that
Exactly.
people's personal issues could be addressed at least for
Absolutely.
the period. But I know some people will still want to see you in private. So how do they get in touch with you?
Right. The number is 0501 477 340.
Would you want to take that again, please?
0501 477 340.
Thank you so much, Doc.
You're
Great
welcome,
having you.
Kwame.
Next week we have an open clinic.
Open clinic.
Good. So you can call in. I know you have lots of questions. There's so many of them that I couldn't read, unfortunately. But we'll dedicate the show next week to the questions that you have about this particular topic, okay? So the doctor can address it right here on Joy FM. You have his contact as well. You can reach out to him or go to Medicas Hospital in Medina Firestone behind the SG Bank or Mampong Equiapim.
5 o'clock.